助かるので、あんまりその敵に標準合わせてみたいなことは1回だけ狙ってやるとこあるけど、基本的にはもうまっすぐ色塗ってって感じです。すごい便利です。あとこいつ壁も、まあなだらかな壁、坂になってる壁だったら登ってってくれるんで、ちょっと壁塗りにも役立つような形ですね。親の声より聞いた BGM ですね。
親の声 BGM ちょっとなんかマジシャンが出てきそうな BGM ですよね。わかりますか？
わからん。
あると思うんですよ。
俺はわからん。俺はもう2とかでこれ聞きまくってる。
もうこれ最初に聞いた時からそう思ってました。
マジシャン。
某マジシャン。
そんな感じで。こんなんだっけ？い
や、危ない。危ない。
まあ本当にこの足元をもうビーンってまっすぐ塗ってくれるのすごい楽なんですよね、こいつ。で、一応最後の電池ナマズくんが、まあなんか、バリアみたいなのに守られてるんですけど、あれなんだ、まあいいや。あれはもうボムを当てることで、まあシューターでもいいですけど、まあボムがなくなりボム投げるんですけど、ボム投げて割ることで取ることができるという形ですね。で、ワールド1、3つステージクリアしたので、ボスに入っていきます。ここではもう先に説明します。ラピッドファイアグリッチっていうのを使います。今、ボムがですね、左下、今ちょっと無理入っちゃった。左下にスプラッシュボムとカーリングボム。これ十字キーで切り替えができるんですよね、切り替えが。
Okay, I did not expect to be commentating this early. It seems like the event is ahead of schedule. And unfortunately, I was not able to commentate, or my co-partner, or my co-commentator was not able to commentate the first part of the run, which is World 1. There's not a ton going on, but it introduces a lot of routing and the mechanics. My co-commentator will be here in a bit, and even though the first, I would say, fifth of the run is just kind of done, we will try our best to kind of explain the route and this run in general. This boss fight's kind of, there's not a lot going on, so I can introduce myself. Hi, my name is Hydrus. I have been running this game since January 2019, so almost 3 years now. I held the world record in every full game category, and I broke the world record in this game that stood for 3.5 years uncontested. Yeah, so Fuyuniko, there's so much to talk about. I don't even know where to begin. I didn't expect it to start this early.
Yeah, I could say the same. What's up, everybody?
Yeah, well, I kind of introduced myself. I guess you can introduce yourself as well, and we can try to explain. This is like the worst. Honestly, this is might be one of the worst starts to a marathon run I've personally been in, so it might be a little bit, rough to explain stuff. You can explain yourself, and we can explain some mechanics.
What's up, everyone? I'm Talonshot and I hold the world record for this game right now for like every category.
Which there's 6 of.
There's 6 of, yeah. I just woke up and excited to commentate.
Waking up and you're commentating Splatoon. You're a Sammy for sure. I didn't even announce it to the Discord. This is like so early.
Bro, it's 5:50 for me. Let's get into it.
Yeah, so you can maybe explain this. Let me announce it to the Discord. Well, you can explain this level.
Level 7, Fuyuniko unlocked Seekers not too long ago, and this level is full of just straight paths, so trying to catch some cycles.
Can you also describe what Seekers are similar to, and like maybe like explain to our viewers who haven't seen Splatoon 1 how they are similar to like curling bombs, or the differences?
I mean, like the difference between like a Seeker and a curling bomb, because like you get curling bombs in Splatoon 2 and Seekers in this game, is that Seekers, they can like lock onto enemies and take them out. They do a lot more damage, but they also have a bit more delay starting up them. It's like takes a little bit for them to go forward. So there's kind of like advantages and disadvantages to both, but they're both useful overall, I guess.
Yeah, also there's been a new development in the strategy, there's been a new development of a strategy in this level, which I believe I didn't even know about until you mentioned it to me.
Yeah.
Bluefish found a faster cycle, I believe, in the second part of this level, which is called Bluefish Cycle. You can actually, because normally you can only hit the middle of the wall in NG+, but with very tight movement, you can actually make that as well in New Game. It's a little 1 second time save. I guess what we can also describe, since there's not too much going on in this level either, is who the Japanese runner is and what their role has been in this game as a speedrun this year, what they've accomplished. Maybe you can go into that a tiny bit, or if you want me to explain it, that's fine.
I'll go into it.
Yeah.
Is that me and Fuyuniko started this year as well, right?
Yes. I believe earlier than you, or around the same time.
No, definitely earlier. So
Yeah.
me and Fuyo are both the new kids on the block, and because of what Fuyo found in May, the skip in one of the later levels, this game got a bunch of attention recently, and we both were able to snag a world record at some point this year. Which was cool. Fuyo is an absolute beast at movement.
Yeah, Fuyuniko has the... Oh, I love how they're showing the boy amiibo. That's really cute. Yeah, so each of the DLC and there's 5 amiibo that you can buy for this game, and 3 of them correspond to like different DLC missions. Those are different categories. I thought it was cool that they had that. Yeah, so Fuyuniko is currently the best player in Japan, or the player in Japan, or how can I phrase this? The Japanese player with the best time. That was previously like Mono96 and Hash Rice. They've both been playing the game for a decent while now, but yeah, Fuyuniko started this year, and they already have... Oh, we should probably explain this glitch. I was getting ahead of myself.
Yes, Octoling Glitch.
Yeah, so unfortunately, that is the only spot in this game where that is applied, or where it works. Basically how it works is you throw the splat bomb at the Zapfish at a specific angle, and then as you're moving forward, you also force the Octoling in the back to super jump and kind of touch the Zapfish, which is like the end level trigger. It's like what ends the level. And since the Octoling is coded the same, it has the same player data as you, it ends the level early. It saves about 10 seconds. That was found by a Japanese player known as Beats. He shared that to the Western community in like 2015 or 16, which I thought was pretty interesting. Which,
wow, it's that old, huh? I didn't even know.
Yeah, and also, I don't know if anyone knew this, but this category has not been at RTA in Japan since 2016, since the event's first inception. It was a any percent race between the players Beat and Majifuma, and this game has changed significantly. There's tons of new micro optimizations, 2 new skips, and it's actually been discovered as well that disc is faster for this game than digital, and that playing on 1.0 also saves about 4 seconds in loads. Is there any other differences, Ian, with 1.0?
The only other difference with 1.0, because I know Fee is playing on 1.0 right now, is that the little squeegees that you'll see in level 2 and level 11 are actually faster in this version.
Oh, so they aggro faster, or do they move faster?
No, they just straight up move faster.
Oh, okay.
And you have to like do some movement differently because of that. But other than that, everything else is the same, and you just get a few seconds of time save as a result.
Interesting. I thought Flutters also had a difference.
I don't think so, but I've put most of my time into 1.0, so I just could be wrong.
Yeah, I've never played on 1.0. I'm one of the only top players to not have 1.0 as of right now, so I am not aware. But yeah, so this category has not been at this event in over 5 years, and we'll try to explain all the new things. Luckily, we haven't gotten to the new skips yet, so we can have a bit of time to explain some more of the routing stuff we kind of missed out on in World 1. what was I gonna
Oh.
say?
At least we didn't miss out on World 3. That's where all the good stuff happens.
Yeah,
Juice.
so the two big skips that got discovered this year by the... Because it's weird, because one of the skips is called Fuyo skip, but it was actually not discovered by Fuyuniko, the runner who is doing the speedrun for RTA in Japan. It was discovered by, oh my god, the Cali
Cali.
amiibo. That is some straight
That's awesome.
gas. Let's go, dude. Yeah, anyway, it's ironic because they did actually not discover that skip. A Japanese glitch hunter slash bug hunter on Twitter named Messiah, he discovered it on his own, and then Fuyo shared those findings to us. That was for Fuyo and Messiah skip, which are two of the new skips, which are going to come into play later in World 3. Oh yeah, I was going to mention this too. Fuyuniko actually did PB approximately 12 hours or 11 hours before this event started. They got a third place time, a 50-18.
Yeah, it's a
I believe.
50-18. That's so hype that they got it like just before this.
Yeah, it's really cool. And again, Fuyuniko is pretty talented. They have the third best sum of best for an RTA player. They have a 49-31. I have a 25, and then you have a... What do you have? Like a 12?
It's now an 11, yeah.
Yeah, and I think it really goes to show how optimized this game is, because some of the older runners used to play like 30 to 40 seconds off their stop, because the movement is so optimized in this game. It looks very simple, but there's a lot of... Oh my... I love that they're just showing off all the amiibos. That's so awesome.
Fuyuniko's has got the whole stash, the collection. My God.
Yeah, the collection. Yeah, that's really good. I don't think I've... Is there anything else that I forgot to mention? Yeah, so the routing. You collect 100 power eggs in the first 2 levels of the run to get Seekers, which are used for launch straightaways. And then from level 3 to level 6, you get another 100 power eggs to buy burst bombs, which are basically like these water balloon things. And they have several applications. I'm kind of sad they removed that in Splatoon 2. Those are only really an Octo expansion, I believe, and again, those are only used in a couple of levels. They have many applications. They can actually spread ink the fastest out of any other sub-weapon. They can be used to activate switches instantly, walls, switches. They're really cool. Burst bombs are very cool in this game.
It's just so unfortunate we don't get them in the second one, but...
I very much hope they return in Splatoon 3. I hope that occurs.
I imagine.
Yeah, as for anything else... Oh, yeah, so we explained 1.0. As... Fuyuniko is not just playing Japanese because they are in Japan. Japanese is the fastest language for this game for all categories. It saves about 36.5 seconds in any percent, and it used to be a lot harder to get because homebrew wasn't as developed in comparison to now. You used to have to buy like another Wii U because the Wii U is region locked, unfortunately. But now it's a lot more accessible. We've had some very smart people from the Nintendo Homebrew Discord to help make guides and troubleshoot. But yeah, that's why... Huh?
What is this World 2 exit time from Fuyu? This is like... This is faster than his PB.
Oh, really? That's crazy. Yeah, what is this fade out?
Yeah, he's like a second... He's like a second ahead of his PB. What is this?
Yeah, that's crazy. A 2057 is pretty absurd for Fuyo's skill level.
That's really good.
And for their sum of vests as well. Yeah, a sub 21 at all is a very good World 2 exit. That's what I would be dreaming of, you know, back when I used to run this game. Seriously. So we're going to be going into this skip coming up. Again, was discovered by Messiah and revealed to us by Fuyo in late May of this year. And is the second biggest time save in this game since World 4 skip, which is another sequence break later on the run. That saves like 13 minutes. And this saves I believe 52 with the safe setup and 54 with the YOLO setup, or I think it's like
that, yeah.
Yeah. So this level was very difficult, but Fuyo's going to do this very precise damage boost with this enemy. He's going to take a couple of cycles to line it up.
成功しました。
Oh my god, first try. Yeah,
Let's
firsty.
go.
So, man, there is so much to explain there. I don't know if you want to explain it. Did you want to explain it?
Yeah, sure. So
Yeah.
we're using the Twinicle there to get over to that metal piece because it has collision. You take a couple of cycles just so you can get it into the right spot behind you.
3 to 4.
And then, sure. And then you jump right before it starts shooting. You need a couple shots from the Twinicle to actually make the damage boost over. And that can be a little bit RNG to actually hit, but Fuyo's just a beast and gets it first try like it's nothing. So that's the skip.
Yeah, and something else I like to mention is that the end of that level is actually loaded in the same area as the first level, or the first part of the level is loaded in the same area as the last part of the level, and if that structure was not there, you would not be able to go to the end of the level. You just activate the burst bomb and then take the ink rail to the end of the level. If that was not there, or the structure, that skip wouldn't be possible. So this is the first level in the run with aspects of major RNG, besides like level 5. And this is how like the flutters move. This is the second skip that was discovered by Messiah, and then shared just by Fuyo. This only saves 12, but it's pretty hard. I'll just try to let it... Oh, what? Dude, what? This is the most insane stuff I've ever seen. First try both skips. I can also explain that because I have been a part of a recently new development with that skip. So that's called Messiah Skip. And that's another little sequence break. And pretty much what that is a skip's getting a key, going down there, getting a key, and then unlocking an elevator and going up, which again only takes 12 seconds. But Messiah basically took this technique from Splatoon 2. I don't know if you can explain that, Ian. Those are called ledge wall jumps. Maybe you could explain that, and then I can continue my tangent.
Do I want to? Ledge wall jumps are like the worst part of Splatoon 2, I swear.
Really? How many levels are they used in?
Like, ew? Like, I don't even...
Yeah, like they're in IL strat, and they're only used in 2 levels in Splatoon 1. In one level, it only saves like 1 second, and the other level, it only saves 12 seconds. Yeah, essentially what that is, it's a trick called a ledge wall jump, which was discovered in Splatoon 2. Fuyo is basically trying to get a jump from a certain part of the ledge or the lip of the grates, and that basically gives them a lot of initial speed upwards. And that gives you barely enough vertical distance to make it up onto the bottom of the black bar so you can get a jump. And from the black bar, you go to the crate. And then from the crate, you go to the railing. And then from the railing, you can go to the other railing. And it just skips that entire, like, right part of the room. It's really cool. And also the setup... Wait, oh, Fuyo was not doing geyser jump.
I don't think Fuyo goes for geyser jump, which is a totally fair thing to do. Oh, fell off the box.
Yeah, I did not see Fuyo's World 1, but that might be the first mistake I've noticed personally. Wait, what?
And then just Inkson shows off the path. Wow.
I think Fuyo might have done that to aggro the Ink Striker here. So, because what can happen if you miss the box jump, you can be late on the Ink Storm cycle, and they can actually hit you when you're walking on the grate, and you can't swim when you're on a grate. It's kind of weird. I don't know why Fuyo did that, but this is still...
was already past it. I didn't even know that could happen.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Did you have like a blue squid amiibo? What was that? Or my eyes just going crazy.
Yeah, I believe there's a couple color variations for the amiibos. I think there's like a purple and a green for the squid, or I don't remember. I only own the reskin, like the color, like the second colors for the amiibos.
You have the orange one, right?
Yeah, I have the green girl, the orange squid, and the purple boy. Oh, also I forgot to open the chat, so you guys ask any questions, I unfortunately cannot read them. I'll try to open it up soon. So this is the first level where burst bombs truly break the level. You can throw burst bombs at that wall, and it skips a cycle of the platforms there. You can make it across the gap, and you can basically get an entire cycle ahead. You can get ahead of the cycle, like, early into this next room. Burst bombs...
fast cycle and everything.
Yeah, burst bombs are the fastest at spreading ink. Or that is one application of them. And it makes that sequence break possible in the first room. Oh, is Fuyo gonna get the mega? Oh, barely missed it. The bottom of the wall was unfortunately not painted, so Fuyo cannot make the additional 3-second time save, which is the Ultra Mega Cycle Skip. I'm making up that name, by the way. That's not what we call it.
I was about to say, it was just
Yeah, Willy Wonka Cycle Skip. Yeah, that's what it's called. No, but there's an additional cycle you can make there at the very end, and that saves about, I believe, 3 seconds.
It's about 3, yeah, but if you commit to it super hard, it'll actually push you off left, and you'll just fall. So it's smart of Fuyo to just drop once you see, oh hey, I can't actually make this cycle, but it's unfortunate not getting it, but it's better than losing 20 by dying.
Yeah, the checkpoint in that room is at the beginning of the level, or the beginning of that room, so if you die, it's a pretty obvious time loss. Yeah. I felt like I've been trying to rush with commentary because I'm trying to explain so much and I feel like I've missed out on a lot. But I'm going to try my best to explain the more important parts of this run. I don't think... I actually really this level is... Oh, Fuyo does the Mufa strat there, where it's a relatively new optimization, where you throw the Seeker at an enemy before you paint the wall, saves a little bit. It's another thing Seekers can do is they can actually target enemies, which are very useful in this level because you can throw a Seeker from far away and it actually targets some of the Octaballs, like, early. It kind of auto-aims towards them automatically, I guess. Like, I don't really know how to describe it. Yeah. It's a pretty neat... It's a neat mechanic.
I suppose they seek after the enemies,
Oh
dude.
my god.
No way.
No way. You had to pull that, didn't you? Yeah, we do a bit of tomfoolery here. In the commentary booth. Yeah, like I was saying with Messiah Skip before I went to another tangent, so there's been 3 different setups discovered for Messiah. Fuyo did the newest setup, which was not really understood until about a month ago when I started looking at it, and then my gamepad broke, so I had to buy another one. But then when I bought a new gamepad, I was looking into it more, and I was one of the first people to make that setup consistent, and it's currently one of the fastest setups, and also the easiest, because you don't have to hit the pixel going at full speed, and it also skips killing an enemy as well.
Yeah, I'm still a little behind, and I main the older setup V2 right now, but I put a stupid amount of hours into it, so I'm very good with it, but V3 is a little nice per se.
Yeah, Fuyuniko currently has the community gold or best segment, so the best that anyone has ever done level 12 in any percent run. They have a high 132 with that setup. Which, you know, I never thought personally that Messiah would even be accessible to beginners. You know, it just shows with some ingenuity and people looking, you can make stuff consistent or at least a little bit easier. That's why I love about this game, and I love that it's been revived this year. With these new skips and you and Fuyo and even Pika, a lot of the newer players. So going into this boss fight, I haven't really talked about it because there's not a lot going on.
Yeah, this is like the one boss fight you could really just talk over, because it's essentially an auto-scroller for us. Octoworld just like charges towards you once in each of these 3 phases. You ink a path for it to get stopped, the tentacle exposes yourself, you RFG it. Simple.
Yeah, what I like also is that everyone kind of does a variation of their own little strat for every phase. They ink it a little bit differently. You're unfortunately limited in this phase because everything's a glass... like quarters of it are a glass like pie piece, I guess, or a pie slice. But the first 2 phases, you can kind of do whatever you want and it'll work. You just have to make sure it stops, and then you RFG, which we had a very nice boss 3 there. Even nailing the fast entry strat where you activate the ink rail mid-air. That saves about 2 seconds. So coming up is the earliest skip in this game, and one of the biggest sequence breaks in this entire run. This is called World 4 skip. This skips the entirety of World 4, and it also skips the 30-second long intro cutscene for World 5. So it saves about 13 to 13 and a half minutes. I don't exactly remember, but
I think when I was doing any percent no World 4 skip, it was closer like 12 to 12 and a half, but
yeah, the movement has been a lot more optimized, but it's around 12 to 12 and a half, I would say, now.
yeah.
And the strats in World 4 have been very optimized.
No
And
use
for
arguing
reference-
about the details because it's still a 12 to 13 minute time save, you know? Like it
Yeah, it's crazy.
just a little big.
Do you know what the no World 4 skip record is currently?
It's I have a 102.50 as the record, but
Yeah.
I make a lot of mistakes in that year. So I bet that can go
Yeah,
down
which
by
is
almost
crazy. Like a
minute, so-
102.50 versus a 49.58, which is the current world record in this game from Ian, my co-commentator. It's a huge difference. This game saves a lot. It's very hard, even with a beginner sub, but hopefully Fuyo gets this pretty quickly. But pretty much how it works is there's a 3-pixel gap on either side. It's easier. No way.
First oh my god.
First try?
He like
know what setup
stuck
it was.
on the barrier. That's his own setup. Everyone's got their own setup,
Oh,
I
okay.
swear. But he like got stuck on the barrier. It was just like, oh wait, how do I go forward? And then just like slowly tapped it. That's dangerous.
Yeah, so while we did not get to see the World 1 in this run, their early game exit in general was very good. And that was even ahead of their PB, so I haven't seen that many significant mistakes in this run.
What's actually interesting now about this pace is that Fuyo is 21 seconds behind world record,
Right.
and their PB is like 20 behind, and my world 5 and record is terrible, so Fuyo could actually PB right now.
Yeah, Fuyo's Golden Octavio is also pretty similar to CG as well. I believe it's like a high 741, I believe. Like I was saying, how that works is there's a 3-pixel wide gap that you can ink on the side of that barrier, either on the right or left. And you also have to shoot the block as well, because after you get on the pixel on the little ledge, you can make a jump to the block and then skip all of World 4. Now you may be asking, speedrunner, why can you complete the game? And the reason for that is the game only checks if you've completed World 5. So, the internal flag. So, even if you only complete World 5, as long as you beat every level on World 5, you can still unlock the final boss, beat the game, play the credits. It's really cool.
Yeah, it's actually super convenient that we just don't get locked out like that, but...
Another factor which I think people don't realize as well is that all the worlds in this game are loaded into the same area or map. You can super jump to any level you want, and there's no loading screens, which is something they...
Barely.
Huh?
He barely made that, because there was like a little gap. So.
Yeah, Fuyo barely... That was insane of them. So yeah, that, again, is an auto-scroller, that's why we're talking over it. But the only... And also the cycle is very lenient as well. The only trick which is hard is that cycle skip at the end. You have to do very specific movement from the wheel to the next wheel. And if you miss the jump, I don't know how much time loss it is, but you fall down and then you have to like do a backup, and it's very slow.
If you fall down, it's a full 15 seconds.
Yeah, it sucks to miss. Oh, kind of buffering from the stream right now. Oh, okay, unbuffered, cool.
Nice. I got that too.
Yeah, that's the only part of 24 is just nailing that ending. We luckily got it pretty quickly. What's cool about World 4 Skip as well is that it was discovered about 3 days after launch.
It was 3 days after launch? What?
Yep. Yeah,
Oh my
3
God.
days. It was discovered by a Breath of the Wild glitch hunter named Drillick. And the original YouTube video still has like 500,000 views on YouTube. It's crazy. And it was originally discovered on the left side. You did a very precise setup where you like bounce from the barrier and you like hit the block. It's really crazy.
Yeah.
We unfortunately, and that would still be faster today. It would be about 2 seconds faster, but no one has found a consistent enough setup to use it in RTA. unfortunately. Here's
Yeah,
a really cool...
Yeah,
You can
okay,
talk.
go ahead.
No,
The
you can
problem
talk.
with the problem with left side is that it's a 1 pixel gap on it instead of a 3 pixel gap. So, you know, 3 times harder. But right here, see if Fio gets it. There's like an Octo striker at the end of the stage
Quick
that
kill.
you're trying to manipulate its striking patterns throughout and hitting this balloon to
Oh,
instantly
that...
kill it.
Yeah, we almost died there. It was crazy. Yeah, you...
Watch out, Ink Strike!
Yeah, this is the last Octo Striker level in the run. There's one in every single world except one. And you can pretty much manipulate when the Octo Striker ink strikes or sends a storm down. They only detect you when you are out of the ink or swim or like walking. If you slow down a little bit in the middle of that stage, you can manipulate it so the Octo Striker fires an ink strike right before you hit the jump pad. And so what this does is it freezes the Octo Striker at the end so you can hit it with a balloon and kill it instantly. This saves about 1 to 2 seconds depending on how well you do it. It's a pretty cool strat. You have to move slow to go fast. Who would have known? So this level is the second level in the game with major RNG. And it has much more RNG variance in where the flutters can be, particularly in the last maze. And it's weird too, because it's only one flutter that's random. It's the key that you need to get to the end of the level. That flutter can be... It can be anywhere in the map. Like, I've rarely golded... I think the last time I golded this level in a run was like... Must have been a year ago.
Dude, what's weird? Like, it is complete RNG, but I've gotten, like, perfect RNG, like, 3 runs in a row now, and I do not know why.
Yeah, that
just
is...
happens.
That's ridiculous. Like, are you hacking, bro? Like, what are you doing?
Bro, I literally got carried by RNG in my 49.59 yesterday. Like,
yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, because, like, a lot of people's average variance for this level is around 5 seconds. I would say 5 to 4 seconds. That was pretty decent RNG. The key guy was in kind of the top right area. Optimally, he's in the middle, but not bad. I don't know what this
came towards him, so it's not the worst.
Yeah,
as long as it doesn't go away on the right, completely off of where you're trying to go, then it works out.
Yeah, the farther that is away from the cage, the worse it is. The worse RNG is on the right. So burst bombs also have this cool application where they actually cost the least amount of ink compared to any other sub-weapon. I believe they only use like 25% or 20, I don't remember. So
I think with base tank, it's like 35, because I know you can get a 3, so it's about that.
Yeah, and you saw there in the first room, Fuyo threw a burst bomb to distract, or kind of distract or de-aggro those 2 stamp enemies, and you can actually expose their weak spot a lot earlier. I think that's a really cool, another really cool unsaid optimization with burst bombs. You know, the low ink efficiency, and also you can de-aggro or distract enemies a lot easier. So you saw it's a level 5 too, but burst bombs can instantly inflate sponges, which is a lot faster than just shooting them. Oh my god, you wanna know we haven't described it? RFG. We'll do that in Octavio. I completely forgot. We've been trying to speedrun the commentary right now, like, because this marathon is ahead of schedule. You know, shouts to them for being on time. A lot of marathons, I won't say all, but some fall behind, and, you know, with an event being online, they don't actually be... How did Fuyo get that? What? That was most scuffed.
That was so jank, but hey, you'll just have to take it, you know?
Yeah, I don't even know how that worked. That was crazy beat. But yeah, good on RTA In Japan for showing the amiibo for good luck right now. Yeah, shouts to them for being ahead of schedule. Yeah, definitely caught me off guard.
Yeah, so I'm definitely still not awake, I can tell you that.
Yeah, I kind of noticed the vibe check is off. I kind of know. Yeah, so this level, the more I think about it, it's kind of crazy, you know, how you do this at the end of a run, because there's a lot of stuff you can mess up very easily. The reason why Fuyo picked up that not Ink Strike, god, I'm losing my mind right now, Inkzuka, is because they will use that in the next 2 rooms from now. It's actually faster to use it to kill a chain of enemies. Use another neat little skip. Use a burst bomb to skip a switch to... How can I describe it? Because normally you have to ink a couple of switches and then activate that as it comes down, but with the well-spaced jump and a burst bomb throw, you can activate that early.
Yeah, it's right here, where it's just...
Well, I just meant like the Yeah, I just meant the previous room, but yeah, that room as well. Yeah, that room as well. You can activate those pretty quickly to turn those blocks as fast as possible.
Oh
my god! He got boosted forward! This is the craziest run I've ever seen. I don't know about you, Ian, but I've lost some runs there where the Octaballs just bounce me off. It's crazy.
Yeah, I lost a sub 50 pace to that. Like,
yeah, and the 1.0 speed as well. I can't believe Fuyo survived that. Fuyo actually, they got a damage boost forward and didn't... Because the thing is, if you die in that room, you have to start all the way from the beginning, turn the blocks again. It's awful. It's like a 20-second time loss.
I'd like to inform you that if Fuyu gets like a 745 or 6 fade out Octavio, they're getting PB.
What are we thinking here?
I think Fuyo can actually get like a 50-15 here.
50-15?
Yeah.
Yes, that would be a 3-second PB for this runner, but Octavio, this is one of the best final bosses in the Splatoon series for a reason. It's one of the best bosses, period. Much better than Splatoon 2. There's several skips. Oh, what was that? That was a cool little chibi, like a little zapfish. That's cute.
Oh, missed it.
Yeah. I think we're all missing life right now. We're all kind of barely awake.
Bro, I can tell you one thing for sure. I'm getting my coffee after this.
Oh yeah, you gotta get hyped up. Like this run hyped you up, and then you gotta get your coffee. Like.
Yeah, exactly. Be ready for the day. But anyway, there's an Octavio to do.
Yeah, we can explain RFG in this first phase since there is no skips. RFG is something that is used in every single boss fight, and pretty much what it is every time you switch your sub-weapon, you fire an additional shot. But if you spam switch on the sub-weapons, you can gain a ton of damage and speed, so you can get max fire rate and max damage with the level 1 gun. Which is why in New Game, this boss fight is not... This boss fight is faster in New Game, and it's not faster in NG+.
Yeah.
The fire rate is a lot slower, even with max upgrades, which is kind of crazy if you think about it. Like, you have to play without upgrades to save time. It's about a 10-second difference, I believe, or 8.
I don't know exactly.
Yeah, and the last thing I like to describe of RFG, at least with the application of it, is the reason why Fuyo is staying still while they're doing RFG is because the D-pad is located right below the analog stick. So, if the D-pad was on the right side of the gamepad, it'd be different, but since it's on the left, you have to be staying still, because you can't be moving and RFGing, it's kind of difficult. So every time they'll be RFGing, they'll be doing it while they're staying still. Okay, this is not a skip, this is just a fist, like, optimization. So Fuyo delays the first fist so much that the second fist is right in front of their face. This is the next skip coming up. This is the actual fist skip. See if Fuyo gets this. Oh, okay.
Beautiful. Okay, you just gotta get up there. Bang.
Bang. So
that's so clean.
Yeah, what that did is this one only stays about 10 seconds, this fist skip, but Fuyo essentially mashed so fast that the game did not recognize that the second fist was coming out. And by the way, this is a 60 FPS game, so you have to be mashing really freaking fast for the game to recognize that. And then you hit the second fist as it comes out, and you skip an attack cycle, or a bunch of animations where Octavio throws out missiles and such. It doesn't save as much there, but it saves a lot more in the last phases. There's about... I don't know how much all the skips save, I don't actually remember. But it's quite the difference. Let's see if we... Oh! I couldn't hear the...
Close.
That was close. Yeah, I cannot hear the stream audio that well in this, so I know if... Okay, they did get it, good.
Yeah.
Yes, that's the other fist skip, where you... And what that does is it pushes Octavio all the way to the back, and if Octavio is all the way to the back early, that will do some cycle skips, and it will save tons of time. It saves around 30 to 40 here in this phase. I'm unaware of how much it saves in the other phases, but...
I think overall, if you're like not doing any cycle or fist skips, it loses like almost 2 minutes to a casual playthrough. But
yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
And you will use specials in this boss fight. That was the first instance. The subwoofers, or the speakers they throws out, are very far away. So you pick up the Inkzuka at the beginning of the phase, and then you spam Inkzukas at the subwoofers to hit them early. Will Fuyo go for the route? I'm assuming they will, because they are on PB pace. Yeah, definitely. This is kind of hard to explain. Even I don't fully explain it, but for some reason, you can skip a fist in this fight, and you won't get a penalty for this phase. It's the only phase where you're allowed to miss one fist, and it's faster to do it in that first set. And for some reason, when you do that, Octavio travels like a shorter distance, or I don't even know how it works, to be honest. But it saves about 2 seconds comparing to shooting both fists in the first phase. But the only issue is that you basically need to hit the fist skip in the second set, which Fuyo did absolutely phenomenally. Or I don't even know what I'm saying. Fuyo did that phenomenally.
Yeah, that was really good. I feel like the main thing with doing this fast strat is that you're just not hitting the barrier as you're walking across towards the Inkzuka.
So you're also wondering, why is the runner not using the Inkzuka here? The reason is that the subwoofer is close enough to you to where you can use your RFG technique, and again at the end of phase 5, it's kind of like the end of phase 3 where the subwoofer is very far away. Very far away, and it's faster to use the Inkzuka there. Final phase coming up. This is one of the most impressive marathon runs I have ever seen.
This is so good.
Yeah, this is ridiculous. Like, shoutouts to Fuyuniko, started running this year, by the way. And that is nailed the last cycle skip of the run, and boom, there you go. The only thing that Fuyo can really mess up is these Inkzuka shots at the end. There's 3 of them. It's kind of like Bowser throws. If you miss one, it's a lot of time loss.
Yeah.
It's even worse in this game because if you miss one, the entire cycle resets, and you don't have the Inkzuka, so you have to nail all of them. They can come from one of 3 different directions. It's like left, right, and center.
Right. That's... As long as they don't let a fist hit the ground or miss a subwoofer, this is going to be huge.
So, yeah, the next 2 fist sets after the cycle skip are just normal fist optimization, so it's just delay, shoot. This is so you can hit both fists basically immediately. That's a cool optimization. Alright, let's see. I can't believe I'm watching it. Like, I'm in awe. Like, I'm trying to commentate, I'm just watching the run.
Please just don't miss this video.
I'm pace-palling this so hard right now, I don't even care. I'm a bit chilling right now. Yes?
Okay.
That is absurd. Is Fuyo tying Muthish? No. Barely.
He PB'd in a marathon! What?
That is, again, one of the most... Fuyo literally PB'd 12 hours ago. They got a 50-18. I verified it. And then they PB'd in a marathon! GG's to Fuyuniko.
GG Fuyo. I have no words. That's insane.
Yeah,
the only mistake that run was the missed box jump. Everything else in that run was very clean.
Yeah, I don't know if... I assume Fuyo was using splits, but... Yeah, very clean marathon, and what an impressive showing for an amazing category like this that has seen so many new developments this year in a prestigious marathon like RTA in Japan. I would like to apologize that Ian and I were not here immediately for the start of the run, but we try to explain as much as we can. I don't know if we're citing... Yeah, we try to get as much as we can, so hope you enjoyed the commentary. I don't know when we're signing off, but I had a pleasure commentating this with you, Ian, as always.
Yeah.
And I am
great.
I can't even believe
I can't believe what I just saw. That's just.
That's absurd. That is probably one of the most absurd things I've seen in this game.
That is a certified Fuyo moment. Expect the unexpected.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I assume they're going to advertise. I don't know if Fuyo. I believe Fuyuniko only streams on YouTube, not Twitch.
Yep.
But Fuyuniko is a very famous Japanese YouTuber, so go follow them on Twitter, go their YouTube, subscribe to them, and you can watch them stream and possibly go for better.
Will Fuyo go for sub 50 and challenge my record?
Yeah.
This is what I'd love to see.
Yeah, so Fuyo is only about 1 second behind second place, which is a 50-13 by Boofish. He attained that around 2 months ago. That run was about 40 seconds off, no, 30 seconds off of his summer best. So Fuyuniko is also additionally further away from their summer best. And looks like there's some wiggle room as well. So we might even see a new second place contender coming soon within the next week, which is really interesting.
Oh, I'd love to see it.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I love this game, man. Yeah, I've only been running for 3 years, but this has been out for 6 years, and it's only just now getting the attention it deserves. And all the new runners, if you want to learn this game, Ian is making brand new resources for the skips and some of the other stuff in this game. You'll find them on YouTube and Twitch. Yeah, I don't know. We're not really being given any instructions on like if we can advertise. I assume we can, because that's what I've done in other marathons. But yeah, I don't know if you want to say anything, Ian. Closing remarks.
My only closing remark is that I'm also trying to beat my world record right now on my Twitch.
Yeah, so if you want to
see runs of that game, you should go there.
Yeah, it's Talon, Trot, and Ian. Twitch,
Yeah,
is your Twitch channel?
Yeah, I think it's in the commentary command there. They gotta figure it out.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, I've never been this speechless in a marathon run before. This, like, I don't even know what to say anymore.
What a beast!
Yeah. Shouts to absolutely what a god gamer. Shout outs to Fuyo and everyone else who's picked up this game this year and streamed it and tried to find strats. All you guys are really awesome, and I hope more stuff can be found in 2022 before Splatoon 3 releases as well.